bowel disease, IBD. In this, two major things are common, that is ulcerative colitis and Crohn's disease. Okay, generally inflammatory bowel disease is not so common in India. It's very rare. Generally a disease of Western world because of high fatty content and decreased fibers intake, more intake of meat, red meat. This is the most common cause of inflammatory bowel disease. So today we are going to talk about the ulcerative colitis and Crohn's disease. So both the causes are idiopathic. Now we are going to talk about the site. For most common site for Crohn's disease is small intestine as well as large intestine. While for ulcerative colitis the most common site is rectum. Rectum में what are the features is going to act in? It is urge for defecation and bleeding PR. Hematochezia will be there and tenesmus will be there. Okay, so tenesmus will occur. While in Crohn's disease rectum is never going to be involved, and in ulcerative colitis small intestine is not going to involve. A small intestine is not going to involve, so malabsorption syndrome जो होंगे will not going to happen. While if rectum is not involved in Crohn's, तो tenesmus will not occur. अब what happens in Crohn's disease? In Crohn's disease there is transmural inflammation. That is all the layers of the intestine are involved. That is mucosa, submucosa, serosa, muscularis. All are going to be affected. So there will be fibrosis. It led to the obstruction. Fibrosis will occur. So it will block off the lumen. It led to the obstruction. If it is going to be necrosis of the all the layers, then fistula or perforation will occur. While in ulcerative colitis there is only involvement of mucosa or submucosa, not go beyond further the mucosa. So the fistula formation, obstructive symptoms, intestinal obstruction will not be there. वैसे in obstruction features will be like abdominal distension, abdominal pain, obstipation. These features will not going to happen. What happens? Bowel wall thickening will be present in ulcerative colitis, which led to the toxic megacolon. While in ulcerative colitis, toxic megacolon will not be present. Okay, creeping pad of fat will also present in Crohn's disease. While in ulcerative colitis, creeping pad of fat will not be present. Now we are going for investigation. Investigation we are going for three, that is stool examination, serology and confirmatory examination. For stool we are going to look for calprotectin and lactoferrin. Both are present in both of these. For serology, the most common antibodies which is going to found in ulcerative colitis is PNK, while in the Crohn's disease anti-Saccharomyces cerevisiae antibody will be found. For confirmatory we will go for biopsy. In biopsy we can confirm whether it is ulcerative colitis or Crohn's. Now we will going for treatment. For treatment treatment is basically on the severity, that is whether it is mild to moderate or whether it is severe IBD. Mild to moderate we are going to say when the stool frequency is less than 6 per day. Okay, so in ulcerative colitis if it is distal disease hai, that is rectum is involved, then per rectal ASA agent will be given, that is mesalamine. If it is pancolitis, whole the colon, that is ascending, transverse, descending, sigmoid, all are involved, then oral ASA agents will be given, that is sulfasalazine. If no responses occur in 4 weeks, then oral prednisolone will be given. While in Crohn's disease, if it is ileum limited, then ileal release budesonide will be given. If it involves both small and large intestine, then oral prednisolone is given. Okay, now we will go for severe IBD, which is same for ulcerative colitis as well as Crohn's disease. The drug of choice is IV steroids. Steroids will be given. If the patient is steroid responsive, then we will taper and stop the steroid and we will add the oral AS agent. If it is steroid dependent, then steroid sparing agent will be given, that is azathioprine. If it is steroid resistant, then cyclosporine या फिर TNF alpha antibody is given. If no response occur, generally surgery will be done. Anti-integrin antibodies can also be given, but is not generally used. We will go for surgery. So that's all for the inflammatory bowel disease. It's important topic. So that's all. I hope you like the video and I hope you will understand how this inflammatory bowel disease occurs and what are the features that is going to involve. So if you want the notes of this, I can drop the link below. Thank you.